In our township, the transition from in-person school to virtual school was oddly smooth. We already had been using computers in school, doing homework online, and making slideshows instead of posters. However, one thing comes to mind that seems to have been lost in virtual school: writing on paper. After over a year of writing essays only on keyboards, many students likely write slower and may even feel arm aches as they write. Our project, HandiTrain, aims to bring students' writing back up to speed.
HandiTrain is a website that allows users to gradually build up their writing speed by providing randomly generated paragraphs for them to write that get incrementally longer. If the user successfully completes the text within the allotted time, they can choose to continue at the current level or advance to a higher difficulty. If they don't finish in time, the user has to try again until they're able to. HandiTrain was created with plain HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This makes it OS independent and installation free, as well as simplifying development. Its simple design also makes it easy for students of all ages to use.
The entirety of the website is controlled by JavaScript. First, it will generate a random text to use as the challenge, and it will be able to select a certain amount of letters by cutting it off if it's too long or adding another sentence if it's too short, and then it keeps slicing it until it's just the right amount. And the difficulty is controlled by the amount of seconds that there are to write to write the paragraph. And once the text is generated, it splits it into a group of lines and formats them in the box that you see on the main page. And this also allows one line to be selected or highlighted, and that way it's easier for the user to see what line they're supposed to be writing. One of the most important functions is this function, which sets up the actual level that the user does. So it will generate the text and it'll set the difficulty, and it will display the hints to show what keys to press to navigate in the text. It also starts the timer. Well, it gives a start button to start the timer as well, and it will end the program once the user hits the time limit or if they complete it. So you can see here, this is the function that handles the keyboard events to cycle forwards and backwards in the text. And there are other functions to increase and lower the difficulty corresponding to the different buttons that appear after completing the challenge. And yeah, that's the most important parts of our program.
One challenge we faced in the development of HandiTrain was our lack of deep experience in front-end development. For the most part, we were familiar with languages like Python and Java, but HandiTrain gave us a head-first dive into web development. For example, we had to learn how to interface with HTML using JavaScript. Now, we are much more familiar with the languages of the web. We imagine that HandiTrain will have a significant impact on students whose schools plan on having them write essays and other assignments on paper instead of computers. Having a fast writing speed is a necessity in time assignments, and HandiTrain focuses especially on this skill. Thank you.